Hello my friends, welcome back to another Vinyasa practice. I'm not gonna lie, I feel slightly annoyed at myself because I literally just filmed this class and it was beautiful, but the microphone wasn't turned on, and so I had a moment of just kicking myself, but just gotta let it go and start again. And the sooner you can do that, the sooner you can be more present with whatever you need to be turning up to. So maybe second time around is even more beautiful, even more great than it was before. Anyway, today we're going to strip it right down to basics. So our asana sequences are going to be relatively simple. We'll be holding poses for a little bit longer. So it's perfect for if you're a little bit newer to the yoga practice, or if you're just wanting a simple class where we connect with the movement and the breath and link that in, find center. I wanted to take a step back before we do get into our class, bringing in some philosophy around what yoga is. I think within the Western world, we can see yoga as just movement. And even though that is a beautiful part of the practice, it's actually only a really small part. And there are so many amazing benefits that can come out of having a wider, more broad perspective of what yoga is. So I'm just referring to the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. This is like a foundational book within yoga. I would highly recommend looking into it if you are curious about philosophy and understanding what yoga is a little bit more. Anyway, one of the first sutras, which is a thread of wisdom, gives a definition of yoga. And it states that yoga chittavritti nirodha, which basically translates to the restraint of the fluctuations in our mind is yoga. Okay, so it's not necessarily the movement. The movement is a really great tool for allowing us to find this state, the state of stillness, or coming back to center, but it is not the end goal. And so this can give a bigger or a better understanding of what the purpose is, why we're doing all this stuff. Anyway, we are going to get started in a child's pose. So you can have your toes together. Your knees might be a bit more narrow, or it could be a little bit wider. Sink your hips back down towards your heels, and maybe your arms are reaching forward, although you can also stack your hands together, connecting the forehead down to the hands. Wherever you are, just taking a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. And in this position, see if you can find a sense of dropping down, letting go of weight within the body, letting go of tension. Maybe that's within the hips or in the lower body. Maybe it's in the upper body, in the shoulders, in the spine. Maybe it's in the face. Maybe it's a little bit more subtle. Maybe it's within the mind. Maybe it's letting go of some tension around the heart. And when we can let go of tension within our physical body, sometimes that encourages our mind to also do the same. Letting go of a strong grip that we might have around trying to control ourselves or the people around us or the things around us. And just being with what's going on right now. Surrendering into whatever the world has to offer us. And when you're ready, just come back to the breath. The breath being a really beautiful tool, anchor for us to come back. If you notice your attention, your mind dropping away. So as you breathe in, can you feel the belly push down? Can you feel the ribs expand to the side of your mat and then front and back? And maybe the chest lifts or drops down to the ground as well. And as you exhale, can you let all the air out of your lungs, drawing the abdominal wall in, feeling your ribs become a little bit smaller. Let's take about maybe 3 to 5 more breaths like this before we begin to move. And if your hands are closer towards you, just extend your hands back out a little bit more. We're going to walk our hands over to the right. And maybe the hands stay wide here, or something I like to do is to place the left hand on top of the right and then linking the fingertips underneath the right palm. Feeling your hands kind of pull away, pulling your right hand away, but pulling your left hand towards you. Feeling length down the left side of the body into the ribs. Take one more breath. And find your way back through center. Let's swap to the other side. So left hand plants down, maybe the right hand's to the side, or maybe right hand interlaces. Pressing your left fingertips away, but pulling your right hand back. Breathing into the right side of the ribs. Feeling the intercostal muscles move the ribs to the side. And then back. When you're ready, walk the hands back through center. Roll yourself forward. You want to shift your weight forward into your hands. So you're kind of coming into a kneeling plank position, but then send your hips back into a child's pose. So hips towards the heels. Breathing in, rounding forward. Almost imagining cat pose if you've done that before. And then as you exhale, lift the tailbone, sink your hips back, imagining cow pose as you shift your weight back. Inhaling, rolling forward. Exhaling, shifting back. Let's go 2 more. The last one, breathing in. This time you're going to keep rippling your hips down to the ground, engaging the glutes a little bit, and then lowering the heart space down to the ground as well. We're setting up the Sphinx pose. Walk out your elbows underneath your shoulders. So the forearms are about parallel with each other. Engage through the glutes. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the spine. This is a really nice back bend to kind of open the spine, extend the spine, feeling a slight engagement through the back to help support this process. Take another deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down to the ground. Slide your fingertips a little bit wider than your mat. They're roughly in line with your shoulders, or maybe fingertips slightly back. Breathe in, ripple yourself up into a kind of baby cobra position, so we're not too far off the ground. As you exhale, lower yourself back down. Breathe into open, maybe the arms lengthen a little bit more. Exhale, lowering back down. You just only want to move in a range of motion that feels comfortable and good for you at this moment. Breathing in, opening. Exhaling to lower. Let's go 2 more. Breathe in. We're going to add on a little bit of a twist. As you exhale, drop the right shoulder down, look over your left shoulder. Breathe in, come back through center. Lift up. Exhale, left shoulder drops down, look over your right shoulder. Slide your hands by your ribs. Breathe in as you push up onto your knees. Exhale, tabletop position. So the knees are going to slide underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Use your next breath in, extend your right foot out behind you. Now you can stay like this, or if you felt like more, left hand reaches high towards the front. You want to lift up through the belly button, slide the shoulder blades down the spine, hold for another breath in. As you exhale, take the foot and the hand to the diagonal. Breathe in, come back through center. As you exhale, curl the left knee towards the right. Left elbow towards the right knee under the body. Breathe in to extend. Exhale to the corner. Inhale through center. Exhale under the body. Let's go 2 more. Inhale, engage through the right glute and hamstring. Exhale to the corner. Inhale through center. Exhale, come in. 1 more. So we're really trying to find some warmth down the back line of the body, as well as through the core. Place the left hand down, but keep the right toes extended out. Tuck onto the left toes, breathe in as you lift your right foot high, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the foot close to the glutes. Start to take some circles with your right knee here. So you're moving the hip bone, the femur, around in its socket. Make sure that left knee is bent. You're trying to drop the left heel towards the ground. It's totally okay if it does not touch. It will come with time. Swapping directions of the circle. Bring some heat, some warmth into the glutes. And then place the right toes down about hip width distance. Finding full downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And maybe you pedal out your feet here. Dropping one heel down. And then dropping the other heel down. Creating some dynamic movement to help warm up the muscles, but also warm up the mind and the connection with the body. And then press the right heel down to the ground, finding stillness for a moment. Sorry, your right and left, I just had my right heel up. Use your next breath in, roll yourself forward into a plank position. And then either on your knees or your toes, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in, we come down onto our belly. Untuck your toes here, breathe in, baby cobra, little press through the hands, roll the shoulders down. As you exhale, push up onto your knees, tabletop position. Okay, we're gonna try that on the other side. So find the engagement through the core first. Push your hands into the ground, protract your shoulder blades away from each other. As you're ready for it, left toes are going to extend out. Feel the glutes engage. And then maybe you stay here or the right thumb can reach forward. So thumb up to the ceiling, hold for a breath in. As you exhale, find the corner. Inhale through center. Exhale, curl. Imagine cat pose here. Inhale to extend. Exhale to the corner. Inhale through center. Exhale to curl. 2 more. Breathe in. We are going to see this movement a little bit later on, by the way. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale in a slightly different way, I should add. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place the right hand down. Keep the left toes out, but tuck onto the right toes, lift the hips up, lengthen the arms, 3-legged dog. Start to bend the left knee, lift the left knee up to the sky, and then take some circles with it. And I encourage you to go a little bit slower than you usually would. Take your time here, there's no rush in this practice. Swap directions of the circle. And then land the left foot down again. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Find a moment of stillness. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. Breathe in as you roll forward into your plank. As you exhale, chaturanga, option to come halfway this time. Breathe in, baby cobra or upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Thighs are off the ground in this position. As you exhale, roll it back, downward facing dog. Use your next breath in to walk yourself towards your hands. Land your feet about hip width distance here and then fold forward, Uttanasana. Maybe you clasp your hands around the opposite elbows, finding ragdoll. You can take a little bob, a little bounce, up and down. Again, creating some dynamic movement, some flow of energy. Such a nice way to move the body. And then when you're ready, release the hands. Breathe in, hands to shins, breathe, lift halfway. And then as you exhale, fold forward again. Lift the arms, take a deep breath in through the nose, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, Tadasana, hands by the sides. Palms face forward, soften the shoulders down. We're going to flow through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A, which is our sun salutation A. We are going to modify it a little bit at the end, but these are designed to help lift the energy, find a little bit of flow, a little bit of connection with the breath and our movement. Breathe in, lift the arms, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Hands to shins, breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank. Breathe in as you shift your weight forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, tuck the elbows in, strong brace to the core. Breathe in as you push the hands into the ground, open the heart. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog, or you can always come back into child's pose at any point as well. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Breathe in, sweep the right toes high, three-legged dog. Right leg is really long. Exhale, roll forward, right knee to nose. Step the right foot in between the hands. Left knee is going to come down. Breathe in, lift the arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale to hold. You want to push through the right foot a little bit to help engage through the right quadricep and the glute, but you also want to encourage softness through the hips to open the left hip flexor. Bring the hands to the ground. Breathe in as you hop your left foot forward, land the heel down so the toes are pointing out slightly. Exhale to hold. So your right leg is long here. I would highly encourage at least a small bend in the right knee, maybe a slightly bigger bend. Okay, we don't want to lock the knee out because that disengages the joint. One more breath. Step back with your left foot, come onto left toes. Breathe in, lift the arms, high lunge. Exhale, hold, slide the shoulder blades down the spine. Hands come to the ground, breathe in. As you exhale, step forward, Uttanasana. Hands to shins, breathe in, lift halfway. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the legs and the spine. Exhale, ripple it back down, fold forward. Lift the arms, breathe in. Exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana, palms face forward, slide the shoulders down. Let's try the other side. Breathe in and lift. Exhale to fold. Halfway left, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank. Maybe the other foot steps back this time. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Let the other foot come off first, breathe in. Exhale, same thing as we come to downward facing dog. Opposite foot lifts first. We often have movement patterns, movement habits. It's good to shift it up a little bit. Breathe in as you sweep your left toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, left knee to nose. Sweep the left foot in between the hands, right knee comes down. Breathe in, lift the arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale to hold. Reach the fingertips high. Hands to the ground. Breathe in, hop the right foot forward a little bit, land the heel down. Exhale to fold. You want to think left hip back, right hip forward in this position. That's going to help open through the left hamstring and calf muscle a little bit more. A little hop back with the right toes. Breathe in, lift the arms, high lunge. Exhale, hold. Hands come down, breathe in. Exhale, step forward, Uttanasana.
Hands to shins, breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, ripple it back down, forward fold. Lift the arms, breathe in. Look up to the thumbs, exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. One more time, breathe in. One more time, each side I should say. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins. If you wanted to try a hop back, plant your hands down and you'll just push through the hands, landing your feet back in a plank position. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale to open. Exhale, send it back. One breath at the back. Breathe in, right toes high. Exhale, roll forward, right knee to nose. Step the right foot through, left knee comes down. Breathe in, lift the arms. Exhale, hold. Maybe a little back bend here feels good, so reaching fingertips a little further away. Hands come to the ground, breathe in, hop your left foot forward. Exhale, lean your upper body forward. Maybe even hands come to shin if you need a little bit more support. Left toes hop back again. Breathe in, sweep the arms, high lunge. Exhale to hold, little tuck in of the ribs here. Breathe in, hands come down. Exhale, step forward, Uttanasana. Hands to shins, open, extend. Exhale, fold again. Lift the arms, breathe in. Exhale, hands by the sides. One more time, breathe in. So good, connecting movement with the breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step or hop. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, lower half. Or maybe down to the ground. Breathe in, open. Exhale, send the back. About one breath at the back. Breathe in, left toes high. Three-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, left knee to nose. Step the left foot through, right knee comes down. Breathe in, lift the arms. Exhale, hold. Hands come down, breathe in, hop your right foot forward a little bit. Exhale, ground down, left hip forward, right hip back. Hop your right foot back just a little bit again, breathe in, lift the arms. Exhale, high lunge. Hands come to the ground, breathe in. Exhale, step forward. Breathe in halfway. Exhale, release. Lift all the way up, breathe in. Exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. Okay, we're coming into a new sequence. We're only going to repeat it one time each side. A couple more standing postures, a little bit of balance as well, which is always fun. First, bring your feet hip width distance if they aren't there already. Hands to hips. Take a deep breath in through the nose as you lift up really tall. As you exhale, push your hips back. You're trying to find a hinge position here. So reaching the crown of the head forward, pushing your hips back to create a long spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the body, feel the core engaged. And shift our weight into our left foot. Sweep the right toes back, warrior three. So we're aiming for about parallel with the ground here. But of course, at any point, you can also lower the right foot down. Okay, first rounds we'll do with just the right foot. It's going to feel familiar. Breathe in to hold. As you exhale, travel the right foot to the diagonal. Breathe in, come back through center. As you exhale, tap the right knee towards the side of the left. Breathe in, extend again. Exhale, take to the diagonal. Breathe in, come back through center. Exhale, right knee next to left. If you felt like a little bit more, left hand can reach out. Breathe in. Exhale, travel to the corner. Breathe in, come back through center. Exhale, maybe if you want a little bit more, you can draw the left elbow in the direction of the right leg. Ooh, second time around, this is challenging. Breathe in, reach the arm and the leg. Exhale to the corner. Inhale back through center. Exhale, curl elbow towards the knee. Take a long step back with the right foot, warrior two, open to the right. So your left toes are pointing forward, your right toes are turning to the side, and your left heel is roughly in line with the middle of the back foot. We're just gonna simply hold here. Bend to the left knee. Drop into the hips, soften the shoulders down. Make sure you're pushing through your right foot as well here. Take 2 more breaths. Lengthen your legs. Walk your right foot in just a little bit. We're setting up for Utthita Trikonasana, which is our extended triangle pose. Breathe in, reach your left hand forward, push your right hip back. As you exhale, hand comes down to the shin, right hand extends up to the sky. So again, a little bend through the left leg. Try not to lock the knee out. You want to think right hip rolling back, right shoulder stacking on top of the left. Use your next breath in, reach your right hand down, place it next to the left palm. As you exhale, drape the fingertips up your arm, up your shoulders, reach it back up to the sky. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in, reach down. As you exhale, unravel the hips, unravel the shoulders. Look up towards your right thumb. As you breathe in, come back through center, lift yourself up. As you exhale, we're going to turn to the front a little bit. Hop your right foot out slightly to help square the hips. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, start turning your chest towards the left. Right hand can come around the outside of the left shin or left thigh. Twisted triangle here, Parivrita Trikonasana. You can always bring the right fingertips down to the ground or to a block. Just make sure you try to keep the spine really long here. So pushing your hips back, rotating the left shoulder back. One more breath. Make sure that outer edge of that right foot is pressing down. Hands come to the ground to frame out your front foot. Hop your right foot back. Breathe in, sweep the left toes high, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bend to the left knee, bring the foot close to the glutes, just like we did before. Maybe this is where you stay. If you would like to practice wild thing, turn your right heel towards the right. Left toes are going to kind of step behind you. As you lift your hips up, engaging the glutes. Chest and hips kind of roll towards the sky. So your right leg is long here, your left knee is bent. Start to look back down to your mat. Place your left hand down, come into a full plank position. Breathe in as you shift your weight forward. And then maybe you flow through that vinyasa sequence that we've been doing. Otherwise, you can skip it out and head straight back into child's pose or downward facing dog. Once you're at the back, hold here for another maybe 2 breaths. Inviting your attention to come back to your breath if you've noticed it float away. So we can either walk towards our hands. If you'd like to try a hop or a couple of hops, bend your knees, look forward, take a breath in, and then take a little hop in between your hands. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Hands to shins, breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold again. Lift up to standing, breathe in. Arms overhead, exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. One more time on the other side. Now you know what we're expecting. You can modify it as we need, taking away, adding on. Hands to hips, feet hip width distance. Take a deep breath in, lift out tall, little tuck into the ribs, tuck in the tailbone. As you exhale, push your hips back. So the legs don't really move, the spine doesn't really move, the whole motion comes from the hip joint. Shift your weight into your right foot this time. Sweep your left toes back, so we're aiming to find about parallel with the ground again. Again, first 2 rounds we'll take with just the leg. Breathe in to hold. Exhale to take to the corner. Breathe in back through center. As you exhale, bend the left knee so it touches the inside of the right. Breathe in to extend again. Exhale to the corner. Keep the hips square. Breathe in, back through center. Exhale, tap next to the right. If you wanted the arm, right hand reaches out, breathe in. Exhale to the corner, squeeze right shoulder back. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, maybe right elbow touches towards the left knee. It's a little bit more challenging. Breathe in. Breathe out to the corner. Last one. Breathe in, whole body is shaking. Exhale, curl it in. Long step back with the left foot. Open warrior 2. Ooh, much needed relief. So remember, right toes are facing forward, left toes to the side. Just get your foundations here. Take your time. Sink the hips down. Push through the feet. Maybe looking over your right hand, finding your drishti, your focal point, on one thing that isn't moving. And that helps us to find a sense of stillness. We're not darting our attention around. When you're ready, lengthen the legs. Walk the left foot in a little bit. Hands are wide. Breathe in as you reach your right hand forward. Push your left hip back. As you exhale, right hand to the shin. Left hand comes up. Utthita Trikonasana. You're pushing on the right hand just a little bit to wind the right shoulder underneath a little bit more. Left hand comes down to the right. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to unravel. Left hand comes up the arm, up the shoulders. Lift the left hand high. Draw the ribs in. Breathe in, left hand comes down. One more time. As you exhale, peel the hips open, peel the shoulders open, expand. Breathe in, come back up through center. Turn to the front, hop your left foot out. Exhale to hold. So you want to square the hips here again. Breathe in, start to turn the chest open to the right this time. As you exhale, left hand comes again maybe to the outside of the shin or the thigh. Right hand extends up. This can feel quite intense for the front and also back leg. So modify as you need. Remember, if you do have a block nearby or something you can lift your left hand up onto, it's a great way to be able to get the length through the spine first. One more breath. Hands come to the ground, hop your left foot back. Breathe in, 3-legged dog. Sweep the right toes high. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring the foot close to the hips. Maybe this is where you stay. If you felt like a little bit more, turn your left heel towards the left side. Right toes come behind. You're pushing through the left hand to lift the shoulders and the hips up. And then when you're ready, looking back down to the mat. Hands plant down. This time, breathe in, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. Once you get there, stack your hands together. Let your forehead or the side of the temple come down. Taking a moment to breathe. To let the heart rate settle down a little bit more. And from here, you're more than welcome to stay here. This is such a kind of nourishing, juicy position to be in. A soul asana, a soul posture. If you felt like Dhanurasana bow pose, we'll have 2 rounds. This is a back bend if you haven't tried this before. We'll have 2 rounds, so you can always do half bow on one side and then half bow on the other side. What it looks like is you kind of lifting up. Sphinx pose is always a great option. Otherwise, you can bring one hand around to clasp onto the ankle. The other hand can stay on the ground for support as you kick up, but if you wanted to try 2 hands, you just reach both hands around to the same ankle. So right to right, left to left. Wherever you are, start to kick through the heels if you are going into Dhanurasana. Draw the shoulder blades down the spine. You're trying to lift up and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades down. Maybe you lift up the eye gaze just a little bit, not too much. Engage the glutes. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down, stack the hands together. And you might stay like this. Another option is to slide the right knee wide. If you find any tension within the lower back from lying down, this is a really nice place to be. It might help with that. If you wanted to practice bow again, second round, sliding the right leg back, maybe going for the one leg or maybe both legs. Reaching your hands behind. If you played with pointed toes previously, maybe you play with flexing the feet. This might help with glute engagement a little bit more. Squeeze the knees towards each other and then start to lift up. So what this position is really good for is that it helps to engage the pulling muscles of the back. And so you've got your lats and your glutes and kind of the upper shoulders firing up here, but we're also opening through the front body. So really amazing for if you do a lot of sitting down during the day. Take one more deep breath in, push the belly into the ground. Exhale, lower down. Maybe you stack the hands together. Maybe the left knee slides wide. And as you're ready for it, and you don't have to be ready, you can be here for as long as you like. You might start to slide the left leg down, bring the hands by the ribs, starting to lift yourself up. Slide your feet off to the side, lower your hips down to the ground. We've got a couple of different movements that are a bit slower before we head into Shavasana. So if you haven't done a Vinyasa practice, usually there's a rise and there's a fall, and we're in the fall part, kind of the coming down of the pyramid. So just take your hands behind your back, maybe feet wide. Just going to drop the knees from one side and then over to the other side. Finding movement within the hip joint again. Internal rotation, external rotation. And then when you're ready, just come back through center, walk the feet a little bit more narrow. We're gonna hook the left ankle on top of the right thigh, finding kind of like a figure 4 position. You can always walk your back foot a little bit further away, or if you did have space, you can walk it a bit closer. We just want to prioritize the length of our spine here. So do whatever allows for you to find that. Might feel nice just to rock from side to side here, moving the knees around. And at any point, if this becomes quite a lot on the wrists, on the hands, you can come down onto your elbows as well. If there are any positions that feel a little bit more juicy, maybe you hold and breathe there. Wherever we are, let's take one more breath. A couple of different options for where we go next. You can either extend your right foot out and keep the left foot crossed over the thigh. If you felt like a little bit more, tuck the right foot in. You just want to make sure that that left sit bone is down on the ground. Okay, take a deep breath in through the nose, lift up tall. As you exhale, let's twist to the left. So the elbow can come around the outside of the left thigh. The elbow could be in front of the left shin. I find this variation really nice to kind of stretch out the side of the glute. I find the elbow over gives me a deeper sense of twisting. So sometimes I just choose depending on what I feel like on that day. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you twist a little bit deeper? Find your way back through center and we'll swap it out to the other side. So right foot crosses over the left thigh. You want to think about pushing the right knee away. So using the glutes to help with this, although you can always use an elbow or a hand to help encourage this action as well. Little shift from side to side, maybe. Using a breath in to kind of lift the chest up a little bit higher. As you exhale, maybe engaging the shoulders down a little bit more. One more breath. And as you're ready for it, left foot might extend out long. You might cross the left foot in, right foot might come up and over. From my understanding, the sun's just gone down, so if it looks pretty dark on the camera, that's why. Or maybe it's just gone behind a cloud. Anyway, breathe in, lift up tall. As you exhale, twist to the right. We're in winter here and the sun kind of goes down at like 5 p.m. although there's like a hill where we are and the sun goes down an hour early, so it's about 4 p.m. when I'm filming this. It's interesting in those winter months, hey, of like that lack of sun. Get a little bit more cozy. This is the time that I love to do these kinds of practices, a little bit more simple, a little bit more connected with the breath. Find your way back through center. We are going to head down onto our back. If you wanted to pop on a jumper or some socks before we head down, please feel free to. Once we get down, just walk your feet in close by your hips. Hands come by the sides. We'll find our bridge position, Setu Bandhasana, which is a really nice back bend. When you're ready, push through the heels, lift the hips up. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale to hold. You might stay with the hands kind of by your sides, or you can rock your shoulders underneath you, clasping your hands together. And that's just going to help elevate the heart a little bit more to make this more into a back bend. Take another breath. Releasing hands down by your sides, rolling yourself back down. Maybe you pull your knees into the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. If you'd like a little bit more, hands might walk to the outsides of the feet to find happy baby. Knees are going to come a little bit wider here. Sometimes it feels nice to just rock from side to side a little bit. I like to play with extending one foot out and then drawing it back in and then extending the other foot out. And drawing the other foot back in, maybe both at the same time. And then when you're ready, coming back through center. If there are any final movements you'd like to take before Shavasana, please feel free to. Otherwise, if you'd like to land here, you can either extend your feet out long, your toes and your knees and your hips kind of rolling out to the side. You might also like to have the knees bent here with your feet wide and your knees knocking together. Little scoop of the tailbone underneath you to help keep the lower back kind of long-ish. And what we'll do is that we'll be here for a couple of minutes of quiet. This is literally known as corpse pose, where the body stills. And with that stillness of the body, maybe the mind can become a little bit more still as well. After that, we'll have the opportunity to finish our practice with some pranayama, some breath work, as well as meditation. And we'll have the option to do that in a seat or you can stay on the ground. But for the moment, aim to find that depth, that weight dropping down to the ground again, just like we did at the beginning. Knowing that the body, the ground is there to support you. You do not need to hold on here to tense. If you do feel tense, maybe you can encourage your body to soften using the breath. If you're feeling really relaxed on the back, maybe this is where you stay. If you would like to find a seat for the remainder of our practice, and this encourages a sense of alertness, of feeling a little bit more awake, then please feel free to find your way up in your own time. Once you get up into a seat, just close down the eyes again. And the pranayama practice that we will do together is a really simple one called samavriti, same variation. What we'll do is that we will inhale for a count of 4. We will hold at the top for a count of 4. We'll exhale for a count of 4. And we'll hold at the bottom for a count of 4. And our pranayama practice, our breathwork practice, allows us to find a little bit more of a state of centeredness, kind of regulating our nervous system a bit more. And it sets us up really well for our meditation at the end. Before we begin, take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let that breath go. We'll just be here for a minute or two in silence. If you notice your thoughts drift away at any point, just encourage yourself to come back to your breath, to this experience that you're having on your mat. Let's just take a moment to tap into the richness that the yoga practice allows us to find for ourselves.
Just reminding ourselves that it's not necessarily just about the movement, although that is a beautiful part, but that connection with the present moment, allowing kind of the thoughts to settle, our energies to settle and find center. And from that position, we can see the world, experience the world with more greatness. We get to let go of things a little bit easier and just move on. So juicy. Wherever you are, let's just finish there. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. Wow, what a practice. If you would like some longer classes like this, please feel free to head over to our Patreon account. We have longer classes, and there's a little bit more conversation and dialogue between you and I, which is so cool. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you again on the mat sometime soon. Namaste.